All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pewter and Red Podcast. I am your host, RTP, known as Real Talk Perez. We're here with day 3 of training camp, Buccaneers training camp. Once again, welcome to Pewter and Red Podcast, channel where we talk about your and my favorite NFL team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're day 3 of training camp, day 3 of this team getting it going, day 3 of the Buccaneers quarterback competition. But before we get going, let's get some rhythm. Let's get the ticker going. All right, now we can play. So, listen, we're here. Day 3, another big day, another day for us to talk about, another day for us to get some clues. You know, these are just little small clues. This means nothing. We know this, right? We got, weeks, we got games, preseason games to go through. All those stuff are gonna obviously count way more than anything we're getting right now, right? We haven't even hit pads yet. We're gonna be in pads this coming Sunday. So that's gonna be huge. That's gonna be another step forward. But yeah, there's just so much that's gonna be coming. We're gonna be on Hard Knocks, right? Because we got joint practices with the Jets. So we will be on Hard Knocks. We'll break some of that stuff down whenever that comes out. But we get to go against the Jets, which is a good offense, a good quarterback, and good offensive weapons. Our offense gets to go against the Jets, which is a good defense, right? So we got a lot of good stuff coming out in this training camp this year, and we have a good 90-man roster, right? We have a good 90-man roster that's going to be fun for us to, actually pay attention to the preseason games. Pay attention to the competition that's going on. And yeah, it's good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So shout out to that. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the subscribers. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. This is the place you want to be when it comes to Buccaneers content. Trust me, when we talk about us talking together and giving opinions and different ideas and stuff like that, this is the space. We're going to get it going. We are at, where are we at now? We're at 50. Are we at 50? Let me see. 58. We're at 58. 58, ladies and gentlemen. 58. 58 subscribers. Again, this is my second channel, a new channel that I am doing here. I'm putting together. Brand new channel, started from scratch. My old channel had over 2,000 subscribers. This one, we're starting fresh, starting completely new, just like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I did my last channel when I felt like we were starting fresh, the whole Jameis and era and all that stuff. And now I decided to do it again, start all over again. So help us build this channel. This channel will only go as good as you guys make it go. So if you're watching, interact. If you're watching live, interact with this live stream. Give me your feedback, give me your opinions. What do you think about what I'm saying, or your opinions on everything? If you're watching this and it's not live, comment in the comment section. Shout out to a few people. Let me just give some people a quick shout out real quick. If I can do that. Shout out to DMC Mac 9619. Shout out to Rashad West 4788. All right. Shout out to Stupid Ralph. Andy Stone 9092. Buck Crazy. Shout out to these guys, man. Shout out to all of these people that are commenting in the comment section. Val Zode, you know who you are, one of my day ones. Stephen Galindo, 6249. John Mikey, Sally Bucks, LL27, Mr. Team Money 1993, Sean J. Shout out to everybody who's commenting in the comment section. You know, shout out to even shout out to people that don't have no quarterbacks like Meet the Mets, who is a Giants fan. Shout out to Meet the Mets commenting in the comment section, showing some love. Do we play you guys this year? I hope we play you guys this year. Because Giants, I don't know what's going on. Well, you know what it is? It's the NFC East. The NFC East is taking all the credit for what the Eagles are doing. That's pretty much it. The Eagles are the only good team in that division, and everybody else in the NFC East seems to be taking pride off of them being in the Super Bowl last year and pretty much acting like they're good too, but they're not. The rest of the NFC East is pretty much as bad as our division. But hey, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I hope we play the Giants because that'll be a dub we need, and we need all the dubs we can get. Jay Garrison in the building. I appreciate it, man. We're trying our best. We're trying to do what we can. I ain't gonna lie. I like the show layout as well too, so that kind of got my vibes going good. But let's get into the day, man. This is day 3. Let's do it. But before we get into day 3, let's go ahead and show just two clips of yesterday. Nice throw by Trask. These are just two little video clips that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers website was putting out on Twitter. And Cansey in the building. You see Cansey. We're hearing a lot of good things about Cansey. We'll watch it one more time with the audio, right? Yeah. So that's just something that was going on yesterday that we had yesterday. Some plays being done by Kyle Trask. We talked about yesterday, but today is today, and we got a new day, right? So let's go ahead and get it started, and we're going to get it started. So what we like to do is I follow everybody as the training camp is going on, and then I like, things that I'm hearing, or whether it's good or bad. I like it, so I have it saved on my Twitter, and then we'll go through it. We'll go through my Twitter page and see all the likes and see all the things that was going on as the day was going through the practice. And then at the end, we got 3 press conferences today. We got a press conference by Todd Bowles. We got a press conference by Ryan Jensen, our starting center. And we got a press conference by Big Vita Vea. I haven't seen the Vita Vea press conference yet, but we're going to watch those together, break some things down if there's anything to break down. Jay says, you saw that Bowles asked Mayfield if he was a starter before. Bowles spoke to the media. Bowles trying the media. LOL. Yeah, I saw it. I was kind of thinking, I feel like low-key Mayfield might have had a wishy-washy day yesterday, and I think Bowles might have kind of said that to kind of like cheer him up before he hit the media. I don't know. Or maybe just Bowles was just wanted to make a joke. I don't know. But, it is what it is. Whatever it is, I don't know. That was just the assumption that I made. But let's go into today. Let's go into some of this feedback that we got. Should I play it like that, or does it look better? No, we're going to go like that. All right. So we're going to go into this feedback. The first one is we're going to look at them stuff right there, getting down with it. Hey, just start off with a good vibe. You know what I'm saying? This is how you start training camp day 3. What a nice good vibe right there with Vita Vea. Hey, there you go, Vita. Big Vita. I think Vita got to be everybody's favorite Buck player, man. He's just such a cool dude, and he's such a beast on the field. There we go to D-line getting some instructions. And we talked about this yesterday. There's another video that we're going to see in a little bit that I was like, man, we just talked about this yesterday. So that's Logan getting some instructions by the D-line coach. a little something, something. Then we got, see what's going on here. Just a little throw around, a little something, something. Just a little small throw around. All right, nothing too serious. All right, so we should be. Nope, I thought we were gonna come up to. All right, Carlton got the CBs. All right, Winfield, Jamel Dean, just corners working on some drills, working on their hands. Hopefully, they put those to good use today. Now, here was the video that I really wanted to see. Jay says, I'm gonna go play Warzone with the wifey. Be easy. Oh man, you got a great wifey. Play Warzone with you. Shout out to wifey right there. Do me a favor, Jay. Hit that like button on your way out, though, bro. Help out the channel. Hit that like button. If you guys are new, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Help out the channel. But this is what I wanted to talk about right here. William Golston helping out Logan Hall. Now, this isn't regular off to the side. Let me tell you something. This is full on coach. This is Coach Golston. This is full throttle Coach Golston right here, guys. This is what we were talking about yesterday. This is what we were talking about yesterday when we said, trust me, Golston's role is important. We don't know how much playing time Golston's going to have, which he is going to have playing time. Trust me, he's going to be in the rotation heavy. Golston can still play the game, obviously. But this is his importance right now. The most important part for Golston in this team right now is getting the next generation, the next players ready to do their jobs as Buccaneers defensive linemen, to understand the culture. This is the culture that I was talking about. This is the culture that I was talking about. The culture of you have to know your job and you have to understand what we want as a defense. And when you do that and you become a player like William Golston that can do that, we will always be able to bring you back so you can teach the younger ones when it's their time to learn. This is what I was talking to you guys about when I said culture and the importance of William Golston and stuff like that. Shout out to Mike Ricks in the building. He's a Panther fan. He makes Panther content. He's gonna be on the show. Hopefully, when we do the NFC South roundtable this weekend, hopefully Mike will be there. Appreciate it. Hit the like button on the way out, Mike. Whenever you leave, you can stay as long as you want. Obviously, Mike says much needed re-signing. Smart move. Yes, gives us depth, gives us some veteranship, and most of all, he can continue this culture of showing what Logan needs to know. I think it was Joe Bucks that had an article. I could be wrong, and I hate that I don't know for sure, but I'm almost 90% sure that it was Joe Bucks that did an article on Logan Hall, and they talked about Logan Hall was telling them basically how crucial William Golston was for them. And this was before this video. Like, this was yesterday, I believe, that he interviewed them. So yeah, this is what we were talking about, guys. This is what we were talking about. It's crucial, man. It's important. When you have a culture, it's important to bring back the veterans that can help like explain better to the players, because you got your coaching and then you got your players. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes a player can take coaching very well, and sometimes a player needs it broken down player to player. And not only that, but when you say culture, this goes into coaching trees, right? When you talk about your defense is good, so what happens? You pluck the defensive coordinator, even though Todd Bowles is the defensive coordinator, right? The guy under Todd Bowles, you pluck him and you take him, and now we lost him. But what happens? The guy comes up, and then what happens? We bring a coach like William Golson, who never thought about coaching, and we bring him up, and we have him do like a D line, be a defensive line coach, and it's just a tree that gets built, and it goes over and over, and that's what you bring when a coaching tree like Bruce Arians has Kevin Ross, right? Kevin Ross, who was a corner, now he's a coach for us. He coaches our corners. Like that's the coaching tree. That's the culture that just continues to keep going over and over and over, and it stays strong. And that's how you build a culture in a franchise, and you keep that franchise good, even though you get people plucked out. Now, obviously, not all coaches are equal. Not all coaches are good. So there will be times where you get somebody plucked out of your coaching tree or your coaching staff, I should say, and you feel it more than other coaches that get plucked out of your coaching staff. But it just that's the game. But you can get more or less of what I'm trying to say. We got looks like some offensive linemen, outside linebackers hitting them. Now I want to see the difference between Joe Tryon and how everybody else is hitting. Let's see. Ah, is Joe the weakest one out of all those guys? Because Yaya's right next to him. You can see Yaya stronger right away. You can already see Yaya got more power just by the way that sled hits when he hits it. Might 48 might be around Joe. There's Shaq. Oh, hold on. I want to see Shaq. How does Shaq? Shaq's where Yaya was at. 49 was kind of hitting it too. Let me see. Hold on. I knew I was gonna need this. Who's 49? 49 was kind of hitting that thing. Cam Gill. Okay. Cam Gill. We know Cam Gill for speed, but it looked like he was getting some power with that. Okay. That's cool. It's nice to see. All right. It's just defensive linemen trying to stay low. What the heck? Defensive lineman trying to stay low. Nothing we need to really see there. Wide receiver drills. Now, it's interesting that we see this because there was actually fans in today's stand. So maybe a little bit more pressure. Who's this? 25? 25 dropped it. Who's 25? 25 happens to be so these numbers might not be correct because it says Whitehead, and Whitehead is definitely not 25. All right, so these numbers may not be completely right. Well, whoever 25 is, he dropped it. And we got some Cansey right here. Yeah, we like that movement. We like that movement. And we got some nice one-handed grab by Devin White. Working on some drills. Yeah. I don't know why they throw it so soft though. They need to throw it real. Like they need to have like a real type of throw instead of just lobbing it soft like that. Got some more wide receiver. Okay. Okay. All right. Little something, something. Okay. And this was interesting. Edmonds. Edmonds messes up here. High knees, and his cleats get caught. Keyshawn Vaughn is so quick, man. Uh, 1 and 2. Is that 3? That must mean that Sean Tucker's 4. That must mean Sean Tucker's 4. All right, let's see. Baker firing one to Mike Evans. Some little drills. That was a quick little drill. Nice connection right there. Coaching, getting coached up. That's the tight ends. Shout out to the tight ends, man. Tight ends are gonna have something to say in this offense for sure. Outside. Those are the routes that I'm not so sure of when it comes to Baker in the pocket. So these as you can see, these are going to be like little motions. Like they're gonna motion and like run this route. Like look at, he runs the motion and then boom. Okay. But yeah, these are the routes that Baker has to get better with while he's in the pocket. See if he gets better this year. Coaching up some track. All right. Nothing to see here. Just coaching up trash. Okay. Dennis. Yeah, he going I hope he able to get off them blocks. He better take those serious. You don't need to get off them blocks. Ooh, big Vita. Imagine that coming after Bryce. That's gonna be scary. That man's big and fast. That man is big and fast. Logan Hall, another big, fast guy. Oh my goodness. Heard that? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He hurting somebody. Logan Hall hurting somebody. Okay, what's going this?
Ready, Ashley? Here we go. Ready, Ashley? Here we go.
Gonna let somebody split them. Don't let nobody split you. Another camera view. What is this? What's it called? When they what a trap block? Is that what it's called? Yeah, I don't know if that's right. Jensen was like, that looks weird. I don't know if that's correct right there.
Here we go. Here we go.
Okay. Again, now they're trying to get that O line right, baby. It's gonna be huge. And of course, the GOAT. Just a quick. Oh, what happened to the stream? Hold on 1 second. Let me reboot this. My camera needs to be rebooted. Hold on. One sec. I don't know why it's been doing this lately. . 1 second. Camera's been freezing. Too much power. All right. All right, there we go. Let me get my music going again. All right, there we go. We back. I don't know why my camera's been doing that lately. Oh, I forgot to. There we go. All right, so now again, we're just the goat doing his thing. You know, I had to show the goat. You know what I'm saying? I had to let y'all see it. There you go. Nothing too major. All right, so here's where it starts going. They start taking off the cameras because, 11 on 11. It says quarterback Baker Mayfield first completion of the day was completed up the middle to tight end Cade Otton. Then it says Kyle Trask first throw of 11 on 11 is dumped off to Kokef. Tight ends have been heavily involved in the first few days. Yes, they have. But you hear Kyle Trask dumped it off. Zion McCollum comes through with a pick 6 off of John Wolford in 11 on 11s. And we will see some of these plays. McCollum now with a great coverage on Mike Evans as he forces an incompletion on a deep ball by Baker Mayfield. Now, if you guys haven't noticed the thumbnail, I have McCollum on the thumbnail. To me, that was the player of the day for me. We also talked about this before as far as McCollum, and we talked about how he could be that player to watch that takes that next leap, just like we saw with Carlton, just like we saw with Jamel. Again, going back to the culture of we keep building up players and not just building up players, but developing players, and they keep getting better and better. And I said McCullough might be one of those players to watch out as far as us developing and actually be good. I think McCollum has a very high ceiling. I think McCollum has the same ceiling as Jamel Dean. The only difference is I think he has a little bit of a higher ceiling because he's a little bit more, he plays the game a little bit more with his mind than just straight, I think the game can be slower to him than the game could be to Jamel Dean. Now, obviously, if he was as good as Jamel Dean, that'd be that'd be good enough. But I think there's just a little bit that could be just a little bit more of as to where I think, we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, so it's a complete pass. Trask rolls out. Look at this. Look at that throw by Trask. Now, to me, this is like, I love seeing this because this is the only part about Trask that I'm not 100% sure he will look better than Baker. But every time we see Trask in these drills, he looks a little awkward throwing the ball. Like he's really thinking about his mechanics. Here, it seems like he's not thinking about his mechanics. He's actually just, I need to get a good throw, a precise throw, which you can see to that sideline. It really needed to be an accurate throw, and it was an accurate throw. And this is when it looks natural. And that's what I want to see. Let's see if I can pause it. It's hard to see because it's stupid pose right there. But you can see it like it looks a lot more natural. But that's good. That's something good you want to see by Trask. So that was great to see that. Thus far today, Baker and Mike Evans not on the same page on 2 deep shots down the left side. And I said, I was thinking about this, right? When I read this, I said, okay, this kind of goes with when I heard, I believe, I don't know, was it day one? No, I think it was OTAs, where we heard that I believe he threw a touchdown to Mike Evans in OTAs, and it was one of his better throws. And then I heard from another podcast that about that same play, but they told us that he would have been sacked. Like, oh, it should have been a sack, but he threw, the ball to Mike Evans and got a touchdown. And when I heard that, I thought to myself, okay, so is he just like trying to throw the ball to Mike Evans? Like, is he trying to make a point? Like, I need to get it to Mike Evans? Because if that's not what we want. That's not what we want. Right now, that's not what we want. Maybe in the game, okay. But right now, you need to show us that you understand what the play is meant for. You need to show us that you understand how to use this scheme, how to use it as a weapon. This is what we talked about yesterday when we talked about how Baker says, I understand the play, I understand the playbook, and then he sounds a little confused about like the little wrinkles or the little other nuances to the plays is what he's trying to get down. And then we talked about how when it comes to Trask, it doesn't seem like that. Trask kind of answered that question like, it's all pretty much the same thing. It's all the same schemes. It's all the same routes, just different names and stuff like that. But it's all pretty much the same thing, which lets me know he doesn't seem to think it's that hard. He seems to think like it's the same thing that I've learned already. I just gotta learn it a little bit more and get it down to perfect. I guess that's what I got from him. So what I get when I'm listening to Baker and Mike Evans not on the same page on two deep shots down the left field, and I've already had that vibe of, is he trying to force it to Mike Evans because it's Mike Evans? I'm not saying he is. I'm just wondering that. That's just the thoughts that are going through my head. And then I hear that, he threw one to Mike Evans. It was a touchdown, but it should have been a sack. Again, this was in OTAs, I believe. I'm kind of thinking that, like, okay, he might be trying to force it. Okay. Then I hear these two deep shots down the left side of Mike Evans. They're not on the same page. Okay. Then I see this. The very next deep pass by Baker is a bit off target. Mike Evans, Zion in coverage. So let's blow this up. It's going to be hard for you to see, but it's hard for you to see, but I'll try to break it down. That's Baker play actioning. He's throwing it, and there's a player here. There's a player back here. Yeah, it's really hard for you guys to probably see, but and Mike Evans is between them and tries to jump ball it, but Zion is right there. He's batting it down. He's it's really nowhere to go. It's pretty much Baker just took a shot. He just pretty much like, I'm just going to throw it there, like no matter what. So when I see that there's double coverage on Mike, obviously we're not game planning, right? This is practice. So we're not game planning. So that means that the safety saw Baker. That means that the corner was on Mike and the safety saw Baker. So that's why there's two people over there. And he still threw it. So in my eyes, I'm thinking like, what's like, why are you doing that? And it's kind of confirming the thoughts that I'm having, which is I'm not necessarily sure that Baker is using the play for what it's meant to be used. I'm not necessarily sure that he's understanding the schemes and, okay, this is how I can use this play to my advantage as a weapon. And I think he's more or less going out there and just saying, well, I know Mike Evans is the best one. I know Chris Godwin is the best one. I'm just going to watch them and wait for them to get open and just going through the play like that. And again, I've seen a lot of quotes of or tweets, I should say, of Kyle Trask taking the check down, Kyle Trask getting the underneath man. I'm not really seeing a lot of that with Baker. Now, that could be because the people are Baker bias and they want to make it seem like all Kyle Trask is doing is checking it down. They might be trying to give that impression, but they're not having very much else to say about Baker besides a few plays here and there that are like big plays, but there's not a lot of them. But yet we're getting a lot of hearing of when you talk about players talking about Kyle Trask, they're talking about, yeah, he's checking down, he's taking what the defense is giving you. We're seeing a lot of tweets of that. So it does seem, and not only that, but you are still getting tweets of Kyle Trask hitting down the field. Kyle Trask took a shot. So we know that he's not just taking shots, but he's also using the offense and the scheme to the best of its abilities, which is taking the check down if there's nothing else there, running with the ball if there's nothing else there, which we've actually heard a little bit more than Baker. And we thought that Baker would be the guy that would be doing that more. Baker Mayfield hits Mike Evans on a slant to open the red zone period. Jamel Dean was in coverage. So this is Baker Mayfield's first touchdown. They're in the red zone. They're doing red zone period, so they're already at the 10. They start off at the 10, and he hits Mike Evans for a slant. Now, that is interesting because as Buck fans know, as actually everyone knows, we don't really see Mike Evans doing slants. So, and I will be the first to tell you that I've said many times that Mike Evans is a down the field guy. If you look at his average in his career, he averages like 15 point something yards a catch, every catch, right? I don't really see him as a short, take a real quick slant. Like, let me do, like, we don't really see him doing slants, but maybe every offensive coordinator just hasn't asked him to do it. And maybe in this offense, he's going to be asked to take slants. So that'll be interesting to see. Diving PBU at the goal line for undrafted rookie Keenan Isaac, an Alabama State product. I believe we end up seeing this play out. I could be wrong. But I believe Kyle Trask threw that and Keenan swatted it down, dive swat. We'll end up seeing that play if this is the same play. Kyle Trask eludes pressure, steps up and takes off up the middle on a scramble. He's been pretty decisive early in camp. Again, we heard yesterday, Kyle Trask ended up peeling out of the pocket, running for a first down and beat out Shaquille Barrett for a first down. Now we're hearing that he stepped up in the pocket and just took off. Excellent diving pass breakup by Keenan Isaac covering Raheem Jarrett. Kyle Trask was throwing. That's the same play that we were talking about earlier. Jarrett almost comes down with a TD in front of the left side of the end zone, but it's knocked out of the hands at the last moment by Derek Pitts Jr. Okay, so either it's the same play or it's not the same play. I don't know which one is the one that we're going to see, but we're going to see one of these plays. Baker Mayfield fired up after connecting with Chris Godwin over the middle for a touchdown. He screams. Godwin launches the ball in the air. Competitive period. This is the play that everyone's going crazy about. Here it is right here. 38. I don't know who 38 is. See it again. And again, I don't know if he's really. So he wasn't really going through any progressions, but there's nothing wrong with that because he could have just, based on how the defense was lined up, he could have just seen exactly where he was going to go with the ball and then just throw it. Boom. He already knew where he was going. So I can't fault him for any of that. But this is what they're going crazy over pretty much today as they're what they would call the play of the day. I mean, it was something simple, but Trask, who said he's 5'10 pounds lighter this season, scrambles up the middle for a touchdown in the red zone period. Chase McLaughlin and Rodrigo Blankenship both look sharp in the kicking period. Okay, rookie safety Christian Isian, I don't know how to say that, getting some work in the slot with the first team defense. That might have been him. 38. Let me see. Let me check one more time to see. No, this is Derek Pitts. So I don't know. These numbers might not be correct, but we'll see. Keenan Isaac has been pretty active out there during 11s on 11s today, diving PBU earlier and then tight coverage for to force Ryan Miller drop near the sideline. Baker Mayfield just led a beautiful 2-minute drive, finding the open spot in the defense, tight end David Wells, and 3 catches on the drive, including a touchdown to end it. So this is the 2-minute drive. So this is big, right? We talk about 2-minute drive. CPG in the building. What up, CPG? CPG, another Panthers fan. Hit that like button for me, CPG. So these are big, right? When you get the 2-minute drills, right? That means you're all the way down the field. You got 2 minutes to drive down the field to get a touchdown. Baker goes and does that. Jenna puts, after Levante David ended Baker Mayfield's hope of a successful 2-minute. See, she confused me here. I don't know what she's saying. After Levante David ended Baker Mayfield's hopes of a successful 2-minute drill with the pass breakup, Mayfield connected with David Wells over the middle for a touchdown in a 2-minute, much to chagrin of Ryan Neal. I don't know what she's saying there. It's like he had 2-minute drives. I don't know. Now Kyle Trask follows with a TD pass to tight end Ryan Miller, end of practice. So once again, Kyle Trask does the same thing. Everything that Baker has done, Kyle Trask has done it as well. Here's the run for the touchdown. Just takes off up the middle. Now, what's his name? That looks like Connor, 79. O'Connor looks like he puts his hand up. So I don't know if he's saying. I don't know if he's saying, basically he's putting his hand up like, no, that's a sack. I got him. I don't quite know if he would have sacked him because he steps up in the pot. I don't know. Like, it's hard to tell, but you could take whatever with a grain of salt as you want. But I will say this again. You're seeing these are things that we're not expecting to get out of Trask, and we're getting them, which is Trask stepping up in the pocket, Trask running outside the pocket. Like, it seems like Trask is morphing into the right quarterback for this system. Like, we know Trask can be the pocket. That's what we got him for, the Bruce Arians, no risk it, no biscuit. We seen him in it. We seen him be able to do good in it. And now it's like this offense fits more not even necessary, because the offense is not supposed to fit anybody. The offense is supposed to be for anybody to be able to play in it. But we feel like Baker can take more advantage of this offense because we look at Baker as the more mobile person. What up, Real G? Real OG in the building. What it do, Real OG? Don't forget to hit that like button, show this channel some love. You know how we do. But we feel like Baker, like I was saying, we feel like Baker would take more advantage of this scheme or offense. But as the training camp is going, we're seeing that it's really Kyle Trask that's taking more advantage of it. And again, this is not a Trask channel. I don't want anybody to think this is a Trask channel. It ain't. This is a Buccaneers channel. I want whoever's best for the Bucs. And if I see that Baker is best for the Bucs, I'm going to say Baker is best for the Bucs. So all I'm doing is telling you the thoughts that are going through my head while I myself am going through this quarterback battle in my own head, trying to figure out who do I want? Right? Who do I want? Now, if you ask me right now, I'll tell you I want Trask, because I feel like if Trask wins this battle, there's a higher upside. right? There's a higher upside because Trask is the unknown. So it's that thought of, well, if he wins, there's who knows what Trask can be. If it's true what they say, which is he hasn't had a shot, he hasn't had enough reps, and now he has enough reps that he beats out a 4-year veteran Baker Mayfield, who should be better in this offense, and Kyle Trask still beats him out, then who knows what Kyle Trask can be. And that's the only reason right now why I'm hoping that Kyle Trask wins the starting job. But if he doesn't, because he's not the better quarterback, then I'm fine with it. In fact, if Kyle Trask does get the starting role, and at the end of training camp and preseason, I feel like Baker's the best one, I'm going to be upset. I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to say, I told you so. I will sit here and say, you know what? I did think that I did want Kyle Trask to win the job. And in the beginning, I might have thought that he was going to win the job. But after going through everything that I've seen, I think Baker should have the job. And I'm not happy about it. I have no problem. I only want the best for the Bucs. So please do not think that I'm on here trying to make Kyle Trask look good. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing, and I'm breaking it down as truthful as possible. And what we're seeing is not only seeing but hearing that Kyle Trask is taking more advantage of this offense than Baker. As far as he's running more than Baker, he's ran up the middle, he's ran out the sideline, he's played he's rolled out and got a first down with his legs. He's rolled out and threw for a first down. We saw that today. He's checking the ball down a lot more. We're hearing a lot more of he's taking what the defense gives him. We're hearing a lot more things of he's taking advantage of this offense than we are hearing from Baker. The only thing we're hearing from Baker is he's throwing down the sideline to Mike Evans. Oh, he hit Chris Godwin over in the middle of the field. We're not really hearing anything like he made this play happen or you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it. CPG says, did you see the Falcons sharing a crazy interception but not showing which quarterback threw it? Yeah, we talked about that. Well, not on here, but we shared it on the what's it called? On the short clips. Takeaway from Bucks camp practice. Rachaad White showing burst, post cut, stack second move to gain additional yardage around the left edge. Kalijah Cansey showing explosive get off, collapsed pocket for would-be sacks. Baker Mayfield finds chemistry with Mike Evans. Touchdown. So here is the pass breakup. Number 16, Keenan. And here is, it's hard for you guys to see it. And that's Kyle Trask in the pocket. And he's in the pocket. He made his decision. Again, he has this guy. He has the check down right here. I mean, it's not a bad decision. It really was a hell of a play. And these are again reps. These are things with reps where Trask goes back and says, okay, next time I gotta get it there. I can't just float it over there. I gotta get it there. Next time, boom, put it in the pocket, right? Beam it to him. You know what I'm saying? These are why the reps are important. These are what he learns from reps. When you're talking about him actually getting a chance on 11-on-11s with some starters with second stringers, at least second stringers. Before he had third and fourth team reps and barely any of that, if that, because they barely got on the field on 11-on-11s and 2-minute drills. Why? Because you want your starter and your backup to get as much reps as possible to be ready for the season. So that's why these reps are important, because of plays like this that he can learn from, where now he just realizes, yeah, in the NFL, that's not enough. I got to zip it more than that. I got to put it in there. That wide receiver was waiting for it. He's waiting for that ball. He's got to put it in there. and he just hopefully he learned from that. But that's why these reps are important. And again, it's it's not necessarily. I'm not here. There's him scrambling again. It's not making excuses, but when we're 100% talking football, we gotta 100% talk football, right? When we sit here and we say that I can't be mad because people say Baker should be the starter. He has 4 years. He has a playoff game, right? He has experience. You're right. You're 100% right. Baker is the lead man to win this division, to win this quarterback competition. You're right. Baker Mayfield, this is his job to lose. You're right. As much as I want to say no, you're right. He has experience. He's a veteran. He's already played games in the NFL. He has a playoff game under his belt. He's won a playoff game. You're right. I can't take nothing away from that. But you also have to keep that same context, which is if you're going to give him that for being the veteran and experience, then you have to give Trask the leeway for the inexperience. You have to understand what Trask is going through. And not only that, but you also have to, when you're weighing both of them, right? When you're weighing them, you have to understand whatever Baker does should carry more weight because he is a veteran, because he shouldn't need so much repetition, or he shouldn't be needing to learn so much because he is a veteran. And the things or mistakes or whatever that Kyle Trask is making, it shouldn't weigh that much because he's barely getting reps. He's learning. He's figuring it out. This is basically year one for him. So even though it's year one in this system for both of them, it's not the same. It shouldn't feel the same. It shouldn't weigh the same. And then when you get Baker who's saying, I know the system, but there's just some things that I got to get better at, and then you got Trask is saying, yeah, the systems are all pretty much the same. Like if it's easy for him, like if he already understands it, that kind of those things weigh different. So that's pretty much that's pretty much all that was on Twitter. We got some press conferences now. We got 3 videos, 3 press conferences. Todd Bowles is up first. Let's go ahead and get to that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Once again, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Make sure the notification bell is on all. If it's not on all, it will not notify you when we go live, and you want to go live.
Here and assess every practice on t-shirt and shorts. We're getting pads. We're working on certain things, offensively, schematically, defensively, schematically. So with the heat, the effort was good, and the concentration was there.
About the vibe on the practice field, in comparison to last year. Any change in the vibe? How are you feeling out there?
We got a new team, so we're not worried about last year or even comparing to last year. We got a new team, and our vibe is different every year, whether we have the same team or not.
Let them know.
And you got to have a different vibe and do some different things and install some different things. So the vibe is different. It's a camp vibe right now. Everybody's ready for the grind, and I like the effort out there.
See the offense kind of bounce back in 2 minutes and convert both chances there.
I don't think anybody wins 2 minutes in t-shirt and shorts. I don't think the defense won yesterday. I don't think the offense won today. I think the mechanics of going to the right place and understanding assignments and routes at this point of the year is the most important thing.
Obviously, there's a lot of jockeying for position, different positions. Anyone that you're keyed in on, an order of, events, if you will, for you?
All of them right now. I mean, I'm the head coach. I got to be keyed in on everybody, until we start playing games and getting under the lights and seeing what people can do. You just keyed in on everybody. Everybody came back in shape. Everybody has good recall. Right now, the mechanics are good. We'll pick up next week when we get in pads, and we'll start getting more serious.
Had an interception earlier in practice.
Shout out to Zion.
Down for him for the second year.
It should. The mental part of it slows down for him. So he had a year in the system. We have some different things we do back there. He's feeling more comfortable.
Coach, when Russell Gage comes back and is fully healthy, do you still view him as the team's third wide
Right now, he is. I mean, I'm not going to promote anybody in t-shirt and shorts. I've said this forever. As the competition goes, when he gets back, we'll see if anybody passes him.
Good practice next week.
When the trainers tell me he's ready, he's ready.
Anything else?
Ryan Jensen a lot, and when he was going through that, decided not to have surgery. I don't know that this has ever been done before with the stem cells. We know he's the toughest guy, right? But just you're having kind of watched that from a distance. What was that like? Seemed remarkable in many ways, or different?
I mean, it's tough. I mean, I can't. I'm not a medical guy, so I really can't answer that question. If a guy decides to get surgery or not, and how he recovers is completely Mother Nature. That's kind of out of my hands. He wants to play. He's itching to get out there, and he's doing everything possible, and that's all you can hope for with that.
Like he's not out there every day. Is that just you just have doctors have a plan for him or trainers? And
we have a plan for him. The trainers have a plan for him. He does work on the inside, and he has a lot of good days, and we just got to keep progressing him.
On Sunday, what's the biggest thing you're looking for from now to Sunday?
Well, they got to get their legs back. Obviously, when the pads come on in this heat, it's going to be an adjustment period. So the first day, you kind of can't go all out in the first drill. You just got to kind of get used to the heat because it's going to be a little bit heavier. But once 2 or 3 days kick in and assignments and concentration is there, you try to look for some continuity. Obviously, we want to be physical. We want to be strong, but we want to execute at the same time. And you can see who can play in pads as opposed to out of pads.
Check just have like a veteran day, maintenance type thing?
Yeah, we're bringing him along. There's nothing wrong with him. He had a good 2 days. We don't want to overstimulate him right now. He'll be back out there on Sunday.
Thanks. All right. So one thing people got to understand, right? When you talk about this quarterback competition, right? It's not so easy. It's as far as, okay, Trask has a touchdown, Baker has 2 touchdowns, he has this many incomplete passes, blah blah blah. That's not what these coaches are doing to even look at who's winning this quarterback competition. First of all, obviously, again, we all know that these first weeks it's really the games more than anything, because you can be practice God and then go into a preseason game and look like crap. You can go into a preseason game, look great, and then go into a regular season game and look like crap, which is one of my biggest fears, because last year, that's exactly what Baker did with the Panthers. Baker looked good to the point where I was telling Panther fans, okay, all right, you might have a little something with Baker. I see Baker. He was looking good in preseason with the Panthers. And then the regular season came, and the scheming of the defenses came, and the scheming of how to slow down the Panthers came, and he didn't look good. So there's a lot of different things that can happen, but to break it down just a little bit more, as far as just in training camp, these coaches are going to go back, remember, okay, I gave Trask this play, I gave Trask this play. Like they're not going home and then eating and going to sleep, or chilling with the family and going to sleep. Like, they're going home and watching tape. They're going home and they're going to say, okay, so these are the plays I gave Trask. Did he do it to the best abilities? Yes. Okay, was this a good enough play for Trask to actually throw a touchdown here? It was covered good. He did the best he could. Or no, he had wide open so-and-so. Or he should have known where to go here, but he didn't. Mark that down. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot more that goes into this than just, oh, he had 4 incompletions, he had 3 incompletions, he had the better day. He had 2 touchdowns, he had 1 touchdown, he had the better day. Like, it's not that simple. It's a lot more. There's a lot more of, these are the plays I gave so-and-so, these are the plays I gave so-and-so. How good did he use these plays? How good did he use these plays? Did he look like he knew the play? Did he look like he know the play? Or did he look like he was just going out there to throw to Mike Evans? There's a lot more to that. Joshua in the building. Joshua, welcome, Joshua. Hit that like button. Show some love to the channel. Joshua says the Trask delusion is strong in here. I think we are fanboying a little too hard and gasping at any positive. I love it and hate it at the same time. I'm Team Baker. What makes you think that I am fanboying on Trask? If you may please put in the comment section, what makes you think I am fanboying on Trask? Because everything that I say in here is pretty much reality. And I'm not asking you because of anything. I'm asking you as a Buck fan to a Buck fan. We need some. I've been telling people who've been commenting in the comment section that we need more Buck fans giving opinions. So I'm glad you gave your opinion, and I would love for you to elaborate so we can have some really good Bucks football discussion. The one thing about my channel that I think people get wrong is they think that I try to tell you that you're wrong. And that's not what I do on my channel, even though it might seem like that. It's not what I do on my channel. What I do is I try to give you the most honest opinion of what I'm seeing and what I'm breaking down in hopes that someone disagrees with me and changes my mind. I want to know as much as possible if I am wrong. I want to know if I'm missing something. If you have an idea, if you have an opinion, if you have some type of take that you believe that I am missing, please let me know, because I would love to talk to you about it. I would love to go over it with you. I want to see if you're right, if maybe you change my mind, or maybe you show me something that I go, you know what? I did, and it's happened a lot of times on my channel. A lot of my day ones know it. It's happened a lot of times where I'm like, you gave me an idea, or you know what? I didn't think about that. You're right. So it happens. And I would love for you to give me more feedback, Joshua. I appreciate you commenting on the channel. I hope you're subscribed to us, which I know you're subscribed because you can't comment unless you're subscribed. So I know you're subscribed. So I hope you hit the like button. I hope you continue. Let me know right now. Tell me, what makes you think that I'm fanboying? CPG says, as a Panther fan, I can tell you firsthand Baker is basura. I watched him in person last season when we played Arizona at home, when Baker had multiple batted passes at the line. Listen, I don't care about batted passes at the line. A lot of Panther fans keep talking about that. I don't care about that. Batted passes happen. I understand it happened at an unusual rate for you guys, but I can't take anything that a Panther says about a quarterback because your team was, listen, if your team is not good, your team is not good. And as much as you don't want to realize, CPG, and I'm not hating or talking trash, your team was not good. Your head coach did not run a good training camp. Your head coach did not run a good team. Your team was not built for a quarterback like Baker Mayfield. It was a bad place for Baker. I seen it. I watched Baker. I said I thought he was trash. I watched him at the end of his last year with Cleveland. I thought he was trash. But then when I saw him, we broke down film on this channel. We broke down Baker film. And at the end, someone said, once again, on my channel, someone said, go look at Baker with the Rams. In the middle of me saying, I don't like Baker. This is not good. This is not good. I'm watching Baker film, and someone out of nowhere said, Baker looked better with the Rams. Watch the Rams tape. And what did I do? We watched the Rams tape, and I came away and I said, man, when they rolled Baker out, he looked like a completely different quarterback. I like that Baker. We can win with that Baker. So it's hard for me. Rashad West in the building. Shout out to Rashad West. He's in the building. He's commenting right now on the live stream. Man, I want Trash to be great, but man, I'm just not sure and won't know till they start playing. It is, listen, I think, if you're biased towards one quarterback or the other, everyone has their own different reasons, right? I said earlier, I would love it if Trask won this job because there's the unknown with Trask. What is Trask? We don't know. If he beats out a 4-year veteran who's won playoff games or a playoff game, and he beats that person out, who knows what the limit is for him? Who knows, right? That's why I would love Trask. I feel like we already know what Baker is, right? But what's the moxie with Baker? What's the aroma with Baker? It's simple. People that love Baker love his rah-rah. They love his let's go. They love his enthusiasm. They love the fire that Baker brings. They love the attitude. They love the screw you, this is my team or this is my league, right? And people that want Baker to be the starter, I can see why. If Baker, put it like this, if Baker ends up being the starter, it ends up being the guy for us, and not only that, but ends up winning the division for us, this is Baker's division. Baker is the bigger name than everybody else in the division. Tell me I'm wrong. Even bigger than Derek Carr, yes. Baker is the bigger name than any quarterback in the division. Bryce is young and new, but he's nothing yet. We don't know what he is yet. As of right now, Baker is the bigger name in the division. If Bryce, put it like this, if Bryce Young has a good rookie season and Baker has a good season with the Bucs, and we surprise everybody, and the Bucs got 10 wins or 11 wins and we win the division, who you think the media is talking more about, Bryce or Baker? Oh, it's Baker. Baker will be everywhere, and we will have that superstar. I don't think Baker could ever be a superstar, but it'll automatically, he'll be already thrown out there as that. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. And listen, either way, as long as whoever's best for our football team, that's what I want. I don't care. Whoever's best is who I want. CPG says that means Baker's throwing angles but I'm not being biased. Rule was, but I've done nothing but study quarterbacks since last season ended, which is why I'm so high on Bryce. Joshua says, just seems like you're going out your way a bit to pump up a third string quarterback. By all accounts, quarterback needs to be a leader. Trask is not him. Yes, Trask is a leader. And that's where I would have to disagree. Again, I've asked you to explain why you think I'm fanboying, and I will say this. I will give you this point. You say that I'm going out of my way to pump up the quarterback as far as Kyle Trask, and I will say this. I do agree a little bit that I do go a little bit more out of my way to pump up Kyle Trask, and that's only for one reason, because nobody else is doing it. That's only for one reason. This has been such a unfair competition when you talk media. When you talk media, this has been such an unfair competition that I'm trying my hardest to get people to understand that Kyle Trask can be the real deal. Kyle Trask can be our starting quarterback. I don't have to sit here and convince anybody that Baker can be it, because everyone's already convinced that Baker can be it. But nobody on YouTube, on Twitter, on social media, nobody is trying to convince anybody that Kyle Trask can be it. And there's two reasons why I'm trying to convince people why Kyle Trask can be it. For one, there is, whether you want to admit it or not, there is a chance that Kyle Trask becomes the starting quarterback. Whether he takes the starting role in the beginning of the season or he takes the starting role after week 4, after the bye. There is a chance that Kyle Trask could be starting for us. And the last thing that I want people to think is, oh, you guys didn't even like Kyle Trask. No. I know over there on Pewter and Red podcast, the Pewter and Red podcast, they were speaking highly of Kyle Trask. Whether he won the position or not, they were analyzing him and saying the good things that he can do. Now, again, the second reason why I'm doing this with Kyle Trask is because it's what I'm seeing. I'm not trying to convince people, because I think if I convince enough people, Kyle Trask will be the starter. It is honestly what I'm seeing. It is honestly the things that I've taken out of all these years that I've been on YouTube and all these reasons why I thought Josh Freeman was going to be that guy, and I was wrong. The reasons why I thought we might have something in Mike Glennon, and I was wrong. The reason why I thought we could have something in Jameis Winston, and I was wrong. The reason why I was optimistic about Fitzpatrick, but I knew something wasn't right, and I was right about that when I was like, I don't think he is going to be it, even though he's looking better than Jameis at the time. I take all these different experiences, I watch tape, and I see what makes them tick. I see why they did good, why they were doing bad, what forced them to look bad, what forced them to look good. And I've taken all those years of experience and all those years of watching tape and all those years of why I'm like, oh, that's why against this team he looked like he was Hall of Famer, but against this team he looked boo-boo. Or all these backup quarterbacks that used to look like Joe Montana against the Bucs. Why did that happen? What were we doing that other teams weren't doing that was allowing these backups like a Daniel Jones to come out and ball on us? You know what I'm saying? Like all these other quarterbacks. So all these different years, I've seen different reasons why quarterbacks are successful. Some of it is the play calling. Some of it is the play design. Two different things. Play calling, some of it is play design. Some of it is the quarterback skills themselves. Here, before snap. Some of it is here after the snap. Some of it is pure athleticism that helps them with here because they use their athleticism to buy time, slows everything down, allows them to process up here. I've broken it down so many times with so many quarterbacks, and I really feel like I have a strong hold on me being able to see what's making a quarterback do good, which is why I say the things that I say about Baker, which is like, I feel like he's just looking at Mike. He's not really going through his progression. He's not really using the play for what it's meant to be used. And then we hear things like, oh, he threw to Mike Evans twice. Both of them doesn't seem like they were on the same page. Why not? How can you not be on the same page if you know the play? Because maybe you're not focusing on the play. Maybe you're just focusing on the player. See, these are a lot of different things that I've noticed. And again, I'm not saying that obviously this is the ending of Baker. This is the ending product of Baker. This is just week 1 of training camp. Baker at week 2, at the end of week 3, could finally click it on and say, ha, I get the offense now. I get it. Now I understand why this is happening, or why I should take the check down, or why I should do this. But again, we're listening to everybody. I've even listened to players like Carlton Davis that said the difference was Kyle Trask is taking what the defense gives you. Why is that different than what Baker's doing? What is Baker doing then? You get what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of different things. CPG says, meanwhile, the rest of the division has their starting quarterback already. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean we had a starting quarterback for years with Jameis. What does that mean? Just because you got a starting quarterback, I mean, anybody can name a starter. Don't mean nothing. Rashad says, Bucks got a starter too, just ain't been named yet. Haha, facts. Exactly. So let's go into, but again, Joshua, I hope you're still here. I hope you're not taking any of this as, oh, I'm going at you or I'm trying to say you're wrong or anything. Listen, I love it. Keep giving me feedback. Keep commenting. Everything that I just said, you could rebuttal it, whatever. Let's keep going. This is what we're here for. It's Bucks talk right here, baby. Let's go. Pewter and red till we cold and dead.
Woo,
Ryan Jensen's up.
Oh, it's good to be back. Everybody had a good summer, I hope. That's good.
There in 2 minutes, having some success finding the end zone.
Yeah, it was awesome to watch. After a hot practice, and everybody's pretty tired, but to still execute at a high level and finish practice that way as an offense was awesome to see.
That's good.
Ryan, physically, how are you feeling just given how everything went last season, getting back into the swing of things and,
practicing?
Yeah, feeling good. Obviously we have a plan set in place coming into camp, and we're executing right now, and we're finding the best plan of attack to keep the knee feeling really good, like it is right now, and we're gonna keep forward with that.
Story is so unique, to say the least.
We got
I
Vita
don't know
Vea's
what
press
they call
conference
it,
after
but
this,
Ryan
guys.
Jensen, not like Tommy John, right? But can you take us through? I know you ended up meeting Dr. Shelbourne at some point. The time you spent in India and just trip to the Caribbean. I mean, all of that is so remarkable. But just what you went through, to get yourself here today.
Yeah, definitely. It was there's a lot of decisions that had to be made. It's actually kind of funny, ironic today that it's actually a year from today that I got hurt and all that. So it was a journey, that's for sure. Right after you go get all the imaging done, all this and that, and you start sending out that to different doctors, and like I had mentioned before, I had 5 separate opinions and ended up going with Dr. Shelbourne, who thought that it was going to be better for me not to have an operation done, and went that route. So feeling good. Ligaments are healthy and healed, and just ready to keep rolling.
Hotel in Indianapolis.
Oh, it was very tough. Being away from the family for 10 days. After going through something like that, but it was I think the right thing to do for me and my knee.
Have people called you about it, like just in general? Like, I don't know if there's any other injuries, offensive linemen, but this is something that you're probably going to hear from others about.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've gotten asked a couple different times from separate players that have gone through similar or have been injured, and asking if I have any regrets about going this route, and frankly I don't. I think it was the best thing that was for me.
Undergo any sort of procedure in the off season or anything?
No, haven't been cut open at all, and just through natural stuff.
Like you said today, is a year to the day, and there's a mental aspect and a physical aspect. Talk about your struggle both ways, or non-struggle, where you chomping at the bit to get back, and how to deal with that both mentally and physically.
Yeah, definitely. I think from a physical standpoint, it just is what it is. I think there's a lot I learned about myself over the last year going through this injury, and frankly, my entire career I had a very healthy, easy path from a physical standpoint of not really being injured ever, to all of a sudden you're on top of the world and get brought back down. It was a mental battle. There was days I just broke down and frankly just sobbed. It just is what it is. It's a healthy thing, and it was tough. It was a tough year, but now I think it's grown me as a person, as a man, to be a better dad, to be a better husband and stuff like that. So it's definitely been an adventure.
Let me just say shout out to Joshua. Shout out to Joshua listening to Pewter and Red podcast as he's driving. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Pewter and Red podcast, where we talk about your and my favorite NFL football team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We are family friendly and we're safe for work. So you can put us in the background while you're at work, or in the radio while you're driving your kids to school or picking them up. It's all good, baby. We here talking some football. Let's go. Let's continue with this Ryan Jensen interview.
To play last season, that playoff game, what did that mean to you on a personal level, and also to be back out there with your team? You were very close with Tom. It was his last game. What did it mean for you to be out there?
Yeah, no, it meant everything. It was a crazy road. Looking back, you probably shouldn't have played, but at the same time, it was one of the ones I wanted to go out there and help the team and be out there with my guys.
Joe, shout out to Joe in the building. How many wins do you expect the Bucs to get this year?
Play with him.
We won't get into specifics right now, but definitely more than what everyone else thinks. I'll tell you that for sure.
You run out of a tunnel many times. That was different, right?
It was different. Brought it back kind of like my first time I ever ran out of tunnel. Kind of take advantage of that. You take that for granted at times, and for me, running out there, for the playoff game, it brought back it re-energized me. It brought me back to that 21-year-old kid that got drafted, and really just reignited that fire and that passion, that I never really lost, but it just kind of reminded me of how fast it can be over with.
Greater appreciation now coming out to practice.
Of course.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I think there's
Big time.
having something taken away from you, in a sense of, it's football. People get hurt. That's the way things roll. But again, like being a guy who had been healthy for most of my career, you can take that for granted at times. And then when you do get hurt, it re-energizes you, or it can crush you. And for me, it re-energized me.
Being a year ago from today, was there anything that made you sick of yourself going into today, or just any conversation?
I joked around with Bobby and the trainers, and they're like, just don't even say it. Just don't even say it. Like, so it's kind of you've got to find some humor and some comedy behind it, just because it is what it is. You can't live in the past. You can't have anger and fear towards it. You just got to, attack every day like a new day. So, nothing special to me.
And with, I guess, that experience, it helped you be a better dad. Can you kind of elaborate on that, or maybe what conversations have you had with your son about it?
Yeah, no, definitely. So, it was hard. Sorry. So I remember when I came home after that day, having to explain that to him, like, "Hey, Dad got hurt today. I'm not gonna be able to play football this year." And then, 10 minutes later, he's like, "Hey, can we go play?" And I'm like, "I'm in a cast. I can't walk. I can't do this." So, it was hard, to walk through that and see him.
What the heck was that
Just
in the background? That was weird.
On stuff. So, but yeah, it was tough.
Let them know,
It was,
Bucks. Let them know.
Just
More than that.
help me see things in a different perspective and not take advantage of stuff. So, it was cool. It was in that moment, it was for me, it was some clarity on what's truly, important. So, football is important, but family is everything. So.
You're most certainly his hero. What lessons are you hoping to impart on him as he's watching you make it back?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is just going to work every day, and attacking something. If you're passionate about something, him right now, he loves hockey, and it was kind of funny because the other day he hadn't been on skates in about 3 months. We got back and took him over to the Iceplex over in Brandon, and he got on the ice and was struggling to skate. Like, and he came off like upset after like 2 minutes. Like, I can't skate fast anymore. I can't do, like truly upset. And then just the ability to talk to him and go, okay, well, like Daddy got hurt. Like, it's just a step-by-step thing. You haven't done it for a minute. Like, it's gonna take a minute for you to get back and to see him just go back out on the ice and attack it with some like passion, enthusiasm, and continuously get better. So I think that's just something I hope to, he sees me every day doing that and leads him into that position as well. He's 5. Wyatt. He definitely wants to play football. He's not allowed to play football until 8th grade though. So he can play flag football. Oh, sorry, 7th grade. 7th grade. That's right. Sorry, buddy. But yeah.
He said no. You said 7th, Dad.
Like, how are you able to kind of regain that stability in your knee when those ligaments, like you said, you tore them all? So like stability wise, how are you able to regain that, and how is that now?
Shout out to the 10 people watching. We got a double-digit stream going on. 11 people watching. Shout out to you guys. Like I said, we're growing this channel. Let's keep it going, fellas. Let's keep it going. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. Help out the channel.
The right plan to maintain that strength and that stability in the knee.
What does it do for you to be out here now as this team turns the page? New quarterback, we don't even know who the starter is, and the roster is so young. How important is it for you to be out here? Where your leadership is going to be dependent on you more.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's awesome. Having a much younger team this year. There's definitely a little bit different vibe, and that's not a bad thing. That's a lot of young energy, which is awesome. Watching these young guys, especially like in a day to day, like today where it was so hot.
Mhm.
Watching a lot of these young guys, mentally fight through that because it gets mentally, fatiguing. It's one of those things you have to make a choice when it gets that hot towards the end of practice. Of, are you going to be you're gonna fold or you're gonna step up, and it was awesome to see the young guys today really take that next step.
That's big, man. I think that's huge. Youngsters, they coming in and they're seeing the veterans again. Going back to what we talked about with the culture stuff, they're seeing what the culture is. You got no choice but to get in line and to do it. You got no choice. When you see everybody's doing it and they fighting through it, you got no choice but to get in line and fight through it too. Nobody, when you're an athlete and listen, when you're in the NFL, it don't get more competitive than that. Every person, even to the kicker, every person is competitive when you get to that professional level. So there ain't not one person that's not competitive. And when you're athletic and you're competitive, like me, man, you never want to be the one in the back. You never want to be no. I'm trying to keep up with everybody. So it's just a culture being brewed.
Especially around you with Matt.
Yeah, I think.
But the youngsters are coming in and they're trying to keep up with the veterans, and they're not doing
Cody
a bad job
in,
with
and
it
then-
either.
And Luke has really stepped up and is adjusting really well. Obviously, he played right tackle in college, but he looks really comfortable out there.
Nice.
I think as an offensive line, as a whole unit, obviously you have Tristan, who's an All-Pro, and making that transition, which to me looks seamlessly for him right now. Is going to be pretty awesome. I think we're going to be a bigger physical offensive line, kind of a couple of years back. Just be a little bit thicker in the middle.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. Again, this ain't your typical fan-made channel here. We break things down. We talk about stuff. We really see what the problem is. We figure it out. Luke Gedeke at tackle. I saw people break down tape, and I was like, you know what? Maybe we got something there. Luke did look better in the Falcons game as the tackle, but we watched the whole Falcon game, and there was still little things here and there. But what worried me the most was that it was against the Falcons. Falcons ain't got nobody. They don't got no talent. So what worries me is, well, on the outside, they don't got no talent. So what worries me is what happens when he goes against a Brian Burns, right? Is he gonna allow Brian Burns to literally just wreck the game? That's what I'm worried about. Hopefully, again, but these are things we're gonna find out the answers. These are things that we're gonna see in preseason. So we'll get these answers, but those are just things that I be thinking about.
Offensive scheme and system, especially with moving more towards a zone blocking type of attack.
Yeah, no, I love it. The creativity in this offense has been great. Again, just a different energy than we've had.
How do you guys feel about Luke Gedeke? Are you guys nervous about it? Are you feeling good about it? What are your guys' thoughts on this Luke Gedeke? For the people that are watching live, for the people that are watching it and it's not live, put in the comment section. Let me know. I want to know what you guys think. Like, I don't want to. Again, this is not a channel where it's only my opinion. This channel is going to go as good as you guys make it. That's what it is. It has to have your guys' opinions in it. So let me know what you guys think about Luke Gedeke.
The run game and stuff like that, and then the passing game, and what we're going to be able to do with a little bit more mobile quarterback is going to be awesome as well.
Wait, hold on. I gotta rewind that. Hopefully, I don't mess this up.
No, that's just a. I'll probably only wear that during practice. I think that's more of just a comfort. great. Again, just a different energy than we've had, the last couple of years when it comes to, the run game and stuff like that, and then the passing game, and what we're going to be able to do with a little bit more mobile quarterback is going to be awesome as well.
The decision to wear, I'm sorry, the decision to wear two braces, is that an issue of symmetry, or that you may have over rehabbed one? And
No, that's just a. I'll probably only wear that during practice. I think that's more of just a comfort kind of thing. There's no over rehab or anything like that. Just more of a comfort thing during practice.
What can you say about the growth of Kyle Trask going into his third season? What have you seen?
Let's see what he says about Kyle Trask.
Yeah, it's been awesome to see the maturity level within like leadership role and learning and executing.
What did he say? Leadership role. Again, Josh, there's a lot of ways to be a leader. A lot of ways. It's not just the rah-rah stuff. There's a lot of different ways to be a leader.
In the first couple of years, there was times where he potentially could, struggle, fumble over words, stuff like. Now he's crisp and confident in what he's doing and what he's saying. So that's definitely that's comforting when you come into a huddle and quarterback comes in the huddle and is confident, crisp about the play call and about that confidence. So it's I've seen a lot of maturity from that aspect of his game, and then obviously execution is getting better and better every day.
Baker so far?
Baker's great energy, fun guy, competitor. He's got that fire to him, which is amazing. But also, he's a great teammate. Jokes around, has fun, but when it's time to work, it's time to work.
the pads are
This is what we've been saying every time. How do you feel about Baker? Great guy, locker room guy, funny, jokes around, cool guy, got the fire. What about Trask? Oh, in the huddle, this is what everything about Trask is football. Everything about Baker is locker room and attitude. Doesn't mean nothing right now, but I'm just saying. When we brought Tom Brady in, right? What was it when they asked, how's Tom Brady? What do you think about Tom Brady? What did they say? Dude is accurate. Dude is accurate. He wants things perfect. Like he's not satisfied. They didn't say, oh, he's a great guy. He's way more better than we thought he was. He's funny. Football stuff. When they ask about my starting quarterback, I want them to answer you back with football stuff. I'm just saying.
Elijah Cansey.
Sorry, say that again.
What have you seen from Clyde?
It doesn't mean anything, but
yeah, he's an athletic kid. He's quick.
Cansey.
Obviously there's as he gets older and as he matures into the league, and right now we're playing kind of underwear football a little bit right now, but once the pads come on, that's going to be a huge test, and he looks the part. That's for sure.
So everybody, I believe that's it for Ryan Jensen.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys.
Vita Vea should be next. I think I downloaded that video. I could be wrong. Yeah, I might be wrong. Everybody's saying the same thing with Cansey, man. Everybody's saying the same thing with Cansey. They're like, we know it's just underwear football, but the kid looks good. Like everyone's believing in him. Let's see. Lou's gonna benefit from the other guys along the line, and last year was big for him to play and sit. He took it on the shins hard, but we will be better. I'm glad you believe in that. I'm glad you have faith in that. Let me see.
How's everybody doing?
Come on. Let me see.
Everybody doing? You guys stay cool out there today?
So I guess not. I got it.
Toasty.
But hold on, give me 1 second.
Oh, it's good to be back. Everybody.
All right. Let me put this Vita Vea. All right, so we got Vita Vea coming in next.
Afternoon.
What up, Big Vita?
Taking all compliments.
See what Vita got to say.
You've got a new battery mate, if you will, in Kalijah Cansey, a rookie in this league. Doesn't seem that long ago you were a rookie, but here we go. Different body type. You know, you're used to Ndamukong Suh, Keem Hicks, bigger guys like yourself. So how has that relationship gone so far, and what have you seen with the young guy?
Relationship growing every day. You know, we're still getting to know each other. You know, time's still early, but you know he's showing a lot of bright upside in his future. You know, he's surprisingly he's surprising all of us every day. His knowledge on the game and his work ethic, and you know how he's playing the game. So just excited to get out there with him and just continue to grow.
To have Kalijah to have games, you got a lot of new guys around you. Do you like the new look of this defense, or where do you think it'll be most different from a year ago?
Everything's defensively, everything's been pretty much the same. You know, a lot of recall for us. You know, so a lot of the new guys that came in and picked it up pretty fast. I actually played with Grains in college, so you know we were roommates in college. So that chemistry's still there. So
Oh, Gaines, really?
With everybody else.
So he played with Gaines in college. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Differences in, you know, they always say that the young guys coming in, you know, often learning from the veterans. What you learn from the young guys sometimes coming in, conversely?
You learn a lot from basically what you experienced during your young years. So you know, a lot of stuff I remember that I did wrong in my young years. These younger guys got right. So it's just exciting to see that how much growth, how much they've grown over the years since I was a rookie. With them coming in and you know how they're showing up ready to go and you know learning the new plays.
In other words, they're more advanced in the game than he was when he came in as a rookie. They're more polished. They're already understanding things more than what he understood, knew more about the game.
And so it's just exciting to see how well they're doing so far.
Peter, you had a lot of mentors when you first got into the league, and now you were a captain last season. You're one of the leaders on this team. How cool is it just to kind of pay it forward and embrace being a leader, especially on the defensive line?
It's still pretty crazy. You know, time flies. But you know, I try to learn from what the guys, well, my vets in the past showed me. So I try to, you know, learn from what they taught me and try to shed light on these younger guys and, you know, try to lead them in the right direction.
It takes sometimes a while for defensive tackles to make an impact. And Elijah's coming in with the same kind of expectations you had, you know, first round draft pick. What is key to kind of navigating those expectations and being able to make an impact right away?
He's shown a lot of upside already. So the expectation is always high on the first round draft pick, especially coming into this league. But you know he's been handling it all well. So I know everybody's expecting a lot out of him, but it's a team sport, so we got each other's back.
You kind of deal with those expectations. You are such a high draft pick, you're a defensive lineman, and people are expecting sacks like right away.
You just got to roll with the punches. That's about it.
James, did you help recruit him here to get him here in the free agent process?
I think what he put on tape is what got him here. I think he's done a lot with the Rams. You know, he has a Super Bowl as well, so
That's
he's
dope.
learned a lot from being under Aaron Donald. So you see a lot of his knowledge and stuff. But I learned a lot from Greg too in college. So yeah.
Yep. Sorry, go ahead.
You don't see a lot of defensive tackles lead teams in sacks like you did last year, 6.5. What more is there for your pass rush? How has that evolved, and how much fun is it to get the quarterback on the ground like that?
That's just been the main emphasis in the past couple of years was our sack
Six
numbers
and a
got to go
half
up.
sacks for Vita for a nose
That
tackle.
was the main
Think
emphasis
about that.
KC's
6.5 sacks for a nose
emphasizing
tackle. That's what's
towards
up.
us. Every day in practice, off the field, in meetings, just trying to help us rush the passer better and contribute to the team and do our best to win and exceed at that phase of the game.
The other day, Will Golston said that Pat O'Connor looks like the Incredible Hulk with a beard. Would you agree with that, or what have you seen with the work that Pat's put in?
Definitely not the Incredible Hulk. I don't know. Me and Pat got a good relationship, so I'm trolling them right now. But past that, he's one of those guys like the jack of all trades in there for us. You
Yeah.
can go in there and play each position on the line, and also go out there and dominate on special teams.
You recently became a father.
I did.
Shout out. Big Vita Vey as a daddy.
Just fatherhood and a lot of sleepless nights, but little girl. Yep.
Oh, Dad.
I don't keep her away from Jenna.
She already have you wrapped around her finger.
Yeah, every time she looks at me, she smiles. So melts my heart.
Big tough guy like you, melt like butter, a little girl like that.
Yep. She was. I think she's home already. Got a little. She loves being outside. It's pretty cool having her around. Just being able to, do this. There's a where we're at, where all of us we're this whole team, everybody in the NFL. There's only a few of us that get to play the sport. Out of the thousands of people who train their whole lives to get to the spot. So it's definitely a blessing to be there and, for her to grow up and say, oh, my dad was in the NFL. So that's pretty cool to see, especially for me, growing up being a fan of the game and, this as my dream. So it's pretty cool to have one of your children be able to witness that.
That's what's up.
Her name is Honey Marie. She was born in May. Yeah, newborn. Beautiful.
It's not often we see a defensive lineman do a dynamic warm-up with a new quarterback, sprinkled in there. What are your impressions of Baker? It seems like he's really trying to, get himself into.
Let's see what he says about Baker.
He's fitting in pretty well. He gets along with everybody. So, he's been pretty good with us. So, he's a cool cat. We got to hang out with him a couple times in the spring and build that chemistry. So, he's been a blast so far.
Spending time not just with the skill players and the offensive line, and spending time with you guys too.
Yeah, we try to build chemistry with everybody and try to get close with everybody, but just trying to keep the long days fun and just we get along with everybody. It's a team sport, so we just try to have each other's back out there.
What kind of stuff do you guys do? I know you said something about taking offensive linemen out on a boating trip.
He probably did. He didn't take us out there. We went golfing one time with him, but he's a good golfer. But you know what I'm saying? He wasn't better than me.
Wow.
Huh? We're gonna keep that confidential.
Bucks have a new offense this year. What have you seen from it just playing against it every day in practice?
There's a lot of new stuff, a lot of new wrinkles in the offensive game.
Good question.
We
Finally,
see
a football
new stuff
question.
every day, so it's pretty good for us to see, to get a new feel of a new offense this training camp. So, he's bringing a lot of new stuff to the table. So, it's pretty cool to see.
Is all D linemen?
It was a couple of us. I think me, Greg, Pat, Dean, and Big Bake. Appreciate it.
So there was one thing that I really liked about that I wanted to talk about, and it was they kept talking about the new offense. How's the new offense and the new offense and all that stuff. And I've thought about this like a couple days ago, and I just keep forgetting to bring it up to you guys. Everyone knows that we've struggled with certain offenses, right? Well, Todd Bowles has said that this one really mirrors the Rams offense. Like it's a lot very similar to the Rams offense. So I've been telling people, which, some people know already, this offense is a lot more similar to the Rams, a lot more similar to 49ers than it is the Seattle offense. And the thing that's cool about that I kind of I love, to be honest, is that this is going to help Todd Bowles so much when you talk about game planning and getting our players ready to go against pretty much the only offense in the NFL that we struggle with. And I still don't even know what this offense is called, but it's the Rams, the 49ers, that Kyle Shanahan, that McVay. Like, it's really the only offense that we still kind of struggle with a little bit. So I've said this before, this is like when Thanos gets that last Infinity Stone in the middle of the gauntlet glove, and then he's like powered up. Like, that's pretty much Todd Bowles right now. That's going to be Todd Bowles at the end of this preseason. Like, Todd Bowles is going to be like, okay, I get what McVay's been trying to do to me, or what he is doing to me, or what he thinks when they're trying to do this or that. Like, now Todd Bowles is going to understand that type of offense a lot more. And I think that's going to be huge. And I think it's going to be huge that our players, start understanding it as well. So that's one thing that's going to be interesting. But this has been it for day 3 training camp. Day 3, the 28th. Next training camp is going to be Sunday. The Bucs have tomorrow off. Excuse me. They have tomorrow off. They will be back Sunday. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Sunday, they're going to have pads. I didn't mean to do that. Yes. Yes. They are going to have pads on Sunday. It is going to be some real stuff, and I believe there's going to be fans there as well. So now that we have fans, because fans showed up there today, now that we have fans, there should be a lot more play-by-plays and a lot more. We're going to get a lot more. So I can't wait. Oh, and shout out. I forgot to give a shout out. Shout out to, he is on Twitter. I wanted to give that shout out. Shout out to Super Spicy Bucks Memes. Okay, he is where I got a lot of those videos from. He was out there posting videos when people didn't want to post videos of Trask. So shout out to him. He's on Twitter, Super Spicy Bucks Memes. His Twitter handle is @SSBucksMemes. He actually has some pretty funny memes for the Bucks. So shout out to him, man. And hopefully on Sunday, he'll be there on Sunday. I don't know if he will, but I hope he's there, because he's pretty much the only one that was showing Trask highlights, or not even highlights, but just Trask plays. And again, this goes to what I was talking about earlier. It's kind of, when you talk about media wise, it's kind of not fair that no one's giving Trask any type of love. And even if you're not giving him love, you don't even got to give him love. But can we get some information on Trask? It's like we don't get no information unless Baker does something good or Trask does something bad. Like, give us the information. I want to know all of it. I want to know everything Trask did, the good, the bad. I want to know everything Baker did, the good, the bad. So I'm hoping these people start, these reporters start showing. Start showing, because we need to know. And yeah, shout out to Super Spicy Bucks memes, because he was showing some Trask videos, and I think that was great and helped me out see some things that I wouldn't have seen if he didn't put it up. So it's your man RTP, Skull Gang in the building. You already know what time it is. This is the Pewter and Red podcast. And remember, it is Pewter and Red till we cold and dead. Once again, thank you for subscribing. If you're new to the channel, if you haven't yet, go ahead and do that. Before you guys leave, please hit that like button. It helps out the channel big time. We're growing slowly, but we're growing. If you notice, every time I go live, I give you guys a new number of how many subscribers we got. So we are growing. So do your part, please. Hit the like button and help the channel out. Comment in the comment section, because that helps the channel out as well. It lets YouTube know that we're having conversation and that people are actually enjoying the video, and it sends out this video and channels to other people that are searching things, and it helps grow the community. So do me a favor and comment in the comment section. Let me know about your opinions and what you think. And hit this is important, guys. Hit the notification bell and make sure the notification is on all. Because if it's not on all, it will not notify you guys. It will not let you guys know when I go live, and you guys will miss out on all the live content. We got more and more people today. We were at 11 watchers today, so that was pretty good. The more and more we get, once we get this chat, the views in the chat room going a little bit more, we're gonna start dropping links and letting people come in and talk, on the phone line, or come on video and talk on here with me, and we all could just have these conversations. We've been having the NFC South roundtables, where I have other content creators that make videos for Falcon fans and Panther fans and Saint fans, and we do that once a week every weekend. So we'll probably do it tomorrow or maybe Sunday. So be aware of that. I got other content that I want to make that's not training camp, that's just like Buccaneers content. So there's a lot of things going on with the channel. So make sure you're notified on the notification bell. And yeah, man, I appreciate all you guys. And if you really enjoy it, share this content, man. Share it on your Facebook group chat or wherever you're. Share it to another Bucks fan. If you really enjoyed the content. And again, the more Bucks fan, it don't matter if they have different opinions. The different opinions, the more opinions that are on here, the better. The better the content is, the better conversation we can have. So I am definitely not afraid to have conversations with people who completely think I'm wrong and have their own sense of opinions. I would love to get your opinions. So once again, shout out to Joshua, who came on here and gave his opinion. Joshua 73701. I appreciate you. I will see you guys next time I see you. I mean, who knows? Maybe some news comes out or something happens. I don't know. Whenever I feel like I got to get on here and go live with you guys, we will do that. It's your man RTP, Skull Gang in the building. Pewter and Red podcast coming at you. Remember, it's Pewter and Red till we're cold and dead. I'll see you guys next time. We out.